Français? Sprechen Sie Deutsch? If you could answer sí, oui, or ja to any of these questions, you've probably been exposed to another language. The past 5 years, I've been learning Spanish, and it is a goal of mine to become bilingual by the end of my college career. This interest arose last year when I began working at a local middle school in my town. I was working with bilingual students, and I became very interested in the way that multilingual brains work. I read many articles and found multiple benefits of being multilingual. Some of the benefits include that multilingual speakers are quicker to learn difficult topics, better at resolving conflict, and even resistant to diseases such as Alzheimer's and dementia. So why do we need more multilingual brains in the United States? According to Francis Gorget, a professor of psycholinguistics, 20% of Americans are considered multilingual. This percentage was shockingly low when I read it, especially when I compared it to other countries. Another study by Robert Moore in 2007 showed that 56% of Europeans are fluent in 2 or more languages. This map shows the number of languages spoken commonly in each country. So the gray areas are countries that speak mainly just one language, whereas the yellow, orange, and red areas are countries that most people speak 2 or more languages. And then down here in South America is the most extreme country where there's actually 37 languages spoken. Secondly, the National Center for Educational Statistics reports that 9.2% of public school students, or approximately 4.4 million students, are English language learners. This means that these students grew up speaking one language at home and are now learning English in public middle schools. With rates as high as this, it should be evident that students should be exposed to more language. According to Miguel Burgaleta, people who learn more than one language, especially at a young age, have a better developed dorsolateral prefrontal cortex in the brain, which encourages critical thinking and left brain development. This encouragement leads to more well-rounded students as well as higher-level thinking students. Finally, the Alzheimer's Foundation of America reported in 2016 that 5.1 million people in the United States are living with Alzheimer's today. There's no cure to be known for this disease, but many studies are being done on the prevention of the onset time. One of these studies by Alejandro E. Bryce proved that being multilingual has been found to have the power to delay the onset time of Alzheimer's and dementia by up to 5 years. Now that I've mentioned the low percentage of bilingual speakers in America, the benefits of having bilingual students, and the positive effects of being bilingual has on the brain, it should be clear that having more multilingual people in the United States has an overall positive impact. By increasing the number of multilingual people in the U.S., we can become a more open-minded and critically thinking country. According to Francesco Ferretti in 2014, people who learn another language, or at least a few phrases in another language, have more access to the global understanding of the world. This is because they have more access to foreign films, music, and politics. They're also more likely to experience new cultures, and this is because they can communicate and relate more to other people. Beyond worldly experience, knowing multiple languages can actually make you smarter, and not just because you know more than one language. It actually increases the gray matter in the brain. As you can see here, the multilingual brain is on the top, and you can see the different colors show that the multilingual brain is having more activity, whereas the monolingual brain is only active in these 4 sections. And this is because the gray matter in the brain is actually increased when people are learning or know multiple languages. This increased gray matter can help increase focus, help you make better decisions, and will help disregard irrelevant information. This helps with critical thinking and decision making, which leads to higher test scores and better job performance in the future. John W. Young reported in his study in 2010 that bilingual students have an overall higher equivalent or equivalent assessment scores to those of native speakers. This was groundbreaking because many people previously assumed that bilingual students would struggle more in the classroom setting. With this knowledge, we can visualize the ways multilingual people can help shape the United States into a more open-minded and mentally developed society. Imagine if every student in the United States knew at least a few phrases in another language. Just knowing these few phrases, these students could see the world in a new light, help with their critical thinking skills, or just simply learn about another culture. This is a simple effort to make, and just knowing these few phrases I can only see as beneficial. According to Amelia Friedman in her study in 2015, only 7% of college students are currently enrolled in a foreign language course. This low percentage made it clear that we need to take action. This will benefit not only us as college students, but the U.S. as a whole. So how can we take the first steps to learning a new language and increasing the number of multilingual speakers in the United States? First, I would like to encourage all of you to enroll in a foreign language course here at Cal Poly. It's a fairly simple thing to do, and it leads to many opportunities. You can fulfill a GE, be exposed to a new culture, it can better your resume, and it's just a fun class to take. Secondly, I would like to encourage everyone, if they have the opportunity, to travel. You can do this through foreign exchange, a summer or spring break trip, or as I mentioned in my last speech, you could join the Peace Corps, which will actually pay you to travel. This exposure can give you lifelong benefits. Now that you know all the benefits, I hope that I have encouraged all of you to learn at least a few phrases in another language. And the next time someone asks you, ¿hablas español? ¿Parlez-vous français? Or sprechen Sie Deutsch? You can think of all the benefits that knowing multiple languages has on the brain. It was good. It was, I was going to write about GMOs, which I'm glad I didn't because Cody did that. But I just chose something that I know a lot about and passionate about, so I think
audience, any questions, comments, feedback you'd like to give Eden?
Hablas español, parlez-vous français, Spanish?
Hablo español.
Only?
Sí.
Did any of you guys have the opportunity to take French or German in your high school?
French.
French? How many French? How many Spanish? How many Latin? Any German?
Of course,
Any Chinese? What, it offered in your high school? Interesting. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.